Chances are you'll need to work with files and folders while you're using Ubuntu. Let's take a look at the basics. Here on my desktop, I'll create a brand new folder. I'll right-click and then choose New Folder. I'll give it a name. And then I'll click the green Create button. And I'll make another folder as well. Right-click, New Folder, My Other Folder, and Create. I can double-click on the folder and open it up. Or, if I want to open both of these folders at the same time, I can paint them with my mouse and then press Enter. That opens up one window for each folder. The windows that are open are for the app called Files, which is over here on my sidebar. I've got two little indicator lights over there, showing that I have two windows for that app open. Clicking on that icon, I can see a preview of all the windows that app has open, and I can switch between them easily here. If I'm already working inside the Files application, I can also paint some icons, press Enter, and the selected folders will open up in tabs. I'll click the X to close these out. I'll open up my other folder again. If I drag my folder into my other folder, it'll move that folder, removing it from the desktop because both of the parent folders are on the same disk volume. If I dragged a file or folder from a different disk volume, like another partition or another internal hard drive or USB drive, it would make a copy of that file, not move the file. If I drag this folder back to my desktop and then hold down the Ctrl button, I get this little plus icon on the cursor, which means copy. When I drop the folder, the system makes a copy of it instead of moving it. I'll delete that by right-clicking and choosing Move to Trash. On a PC, I can use the Delete key to get rid of a file, or on a Mac, I can press Function Delete. I'll drag this folder again, this time holding down Ctrl and Shift. The icon on the pointer changes to a little chain, which means I'll create a link to what I'm dragging. And that's indicated by this arrow overlay on the icon. A link means that this item isn't really where it says it is. It's a pointer to the real folder back over in this folder. Links can be handy for creating shortcuts to folders or files you access often. I can copy this link around my file system as a pointer to the other folder. But if I give the link to someone else, the pointer will try to find the file on their system, where chances are it doesn't exist. I'll delete this link as well. And when I delete the link, it doesn't delete the original item. If I drag a folder and hold Alt or Option on a Mac, I get a question mark on the pointer, and then when I release the mouse button, I get a little menu asking which kind of operation I want to do. These options are also available in the right-click menu, along with Rename and several other choices. Here in this menu, I can choose properties to see some details about files and folders, including their full path and how much space they take up. On the side of the window, there's a series of shortcuts. The top item here shows the files that I've used recently. The next one, for my home folder, shows everything that's in my user's home folder, my space where I should store my personal files. Most of the folders in here are also over on the sidebar, to give quick access to documents or photos or the others. And down toward the bottom, I have a shortcut to the trash, which is where files I delete are stored temporarily before they're erased for good. I'll click into the Downloads folder, which is where I have the exercise files for the course. They're a zip archive, so let's extract the files from that archive and put them where they belong. When working with an archive file, we have a couple of options. Double-clicking on the file opens it up in Archive Manager, where I can drag items out of an archive or add them to it. Or I can right-click the file and choose Extract Here to pull everything out of the archive and create a folder with its contents. I'll do that. If I want to change how the file browser displays icons, I can do that up here in the top right. There's a list view, which is handy because it shows you how many items are in each folder and how large files are. And there's icon view, which is a little bit simplified. And I can further customize how this app displays files by going up to the app bar and choosing Preferences. I like to allow folders to be opened up in list view, so I'll turn that on and close the window. And then I'll switch back to list view. Here's the folder we extracted earlier. This folder contains some different types of documents and files, so let's put them into their appropriate places. I'll open up each of these folders and move their contents. To select more than one item, I'll click on the first one, hold down the Shift key, and click on the last one. And then I'll move these photos into the Pictures folder. I'll move the music files over to the Music folder. These documents over into Documents. The video into the Videos folder, and so on. I'll move the Website folder into Documents as well. Now those are where they need to be. Notice that they got moved instead of being copied. If you'd like, you can delete the zip file and this folder, or you can keep them around to use again later.